Good and decent people of YouTube, welcome to Political Drain, Christmas Eve edition. Today, I want you to sit with me for 7 to 8 minutes just so that we can share the Christmas spirit in a political platform, in a political framework, if it's so. Now, I'm going to let you see one of my favorite YouTubers. No, I don't agree with everything he says, as I don't agree with everything anybody says. But this one was poignant. I want to hear what he has to say. I want you to think about it. And at the end, I'm going to give a type of critique that I don't think he can. You ready? Let's.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about Iowa and food and spending. And we're going to do this because I got a question and it prompted me to see something. So we're just going to kind of run through the question real quick and then we'll talk about the news and then I'll answer the question. Okay. I know you're going to do something about Iowa and the kids' welfare for food. Before you do, just know that this is happening because our tax dollars were being used to pay for food for kids who aren't actually needy. It's a waste in taking money out of the pocket of working class Americans.
I want you to remember that entire statement, the letter for whom this
Now, I'm going to be honest. Before I got this message, I had no idea what was going on in Iowa. Okay, so this is what's going on. The governor there has decided that the state is not going to participate in a summer program for EBT. And what this program does is it gives $40 per month per child to low-income families. It's to help offset the food costs because the kids aren't in school, not getting lunch there. And remember, low income families will get lunch provided. Okay. To the state is 50% of the administrative costs. In Iowa, that's about $2 million. $2 million. Now, the governor had this to say. If the Biden administration and Congress want to make a real commitment to family well-being, they should invest in already existing programs and infrastructure at the state level and give us the flexibility to tailor them to our state's needs. Yeah, let's be real clear. This is about $2 million, which is about the same as the governor spent to down to the border for a publicity stunt.
Oh.
Maybe there's a concern about what some people view as the state's needs.
Yeah. I didn't see a letter about that $2 million.
That has something to do with
your tax dollars had no problem with that. No problem.
Low-income kids won't get to eat, but yeah, publicity stunt. That's okay.
No letter about that one.
This is it's another example of politicians using a group of people that don't have any institutional power and using them as the scapegoat. Billionth time on this channel, a group of people who have less institutional power than you do are never the source of your problems. It's not how it works. Those in power just get you looking down at them, so you're not paying attention to what those in power are doing.
Now, I'm going to be very quick about this. I'm going to be concise because although he is extending an olive branch to the people who feel this way or think the way that the person who wrote that letter does, I will not. Because this is about God, the Christian God, only Him, Jesus Himself. And my critique comes from someone who has preached on a Sunday at Kingdom City Church. My critique comes from someone who's celebrating Christmas tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve. And that's something I don't think he wants to speak to, but I can. And I'm going to Matthew 25:35, for I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. In Matthew 25:35, there was no mention of tax dollars, of overspending for people who didn't need it. There was no mention of what to do if $1 or $2 went to someone you didn't think it would go to. It was just abundance in giving, in love, and in welcoming the stranger. Isaiah 50, out for hungry and satisfy the desire of the afflicted. Then shall your light rise in the darkness, and your gloom be as the noonday. James 2:14 through 18, what good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but not have the works? Can the faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warm and filled, without giving them the things needed for that body, what good is that? So also faith by itself, apart from your works, if it does not have works, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith, and I have works. Show me your faith. Faith by my works. Proverbs 28:27. Whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes behind tax dollars and fake platitudes while giving the $2 million to something else because your religion and your fake God hates the same things you do. Excuse me, that was not part of the quote. 1 John 3:17 through 18. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and truth. Proverbs 14:31. Whoever oppresses a poor man insults his maker, but he who is generous to the needy honors him. Luke 3:11. And he answered them, whoever has 2 tunics is to share with him who has none, and whoever has food is to do likewise. Proverbs 22:9. Whoever has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Proverbs 19:17. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay, not stingy. In Proverbs 19:7, there was no mention of overspending tax dollars, or the working class, or kids who didn't need it. The word was generous. So even if someone got more than they should have, it shouldn't bother you, because your God tells you to be generous to the poor, to the point where the little bit that's spent on someone who may not need it will give you a smile on the inside than keeping it on Christmas Day. There's a lot more, but I think you get the picture. You want to know why no one's a Christian anymore? Because you suck at it. You want to know why the Republican Party is a cesspool, a pus-filled, open hole, bleeding, and everyone on earth except them sees it. And unfortunately, they've used the entire works of evil and devil to capture 50% of this country the Lord. You know that verse? As you follow the fire and spend money on abuse and cry instead of give it to the poor. You turn away the very people you're supposed to be calling in and shepherding. You're gross. The Republican Party is disgusting. It's filthy. Now, how about that? How about you're immoral? Your immorality is poisoning the blood of our nation. How about that? Huh? You remember those words? Your immorality, Republicans, is poisoning the blood of our nation. Your excuses, your open blind spots, sourced in evil in the book of Satan and written in hell, while holding up a Bible upside down outside a church where you want to gas the people who have no power, who Jesus thinks is worth more than you. Your immorality. How dare you call anyone else immoral while you sit in your piss and drink the blood of the innocent? I'll see you on the next one. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your family feast.